guys, and welcome to my channel, Keeley Talks. At the moment, we have the lovely Gemma Lazard with us, and we hopefully will have you by Gary as well in a little while. But thank you for coming to join us on our chat. There's so much to go over. Like, today is like the last day of trial, and we've had the closing arguments, and we're basically now on verdict watch until obviously there's going to be a verdict drawn over the weekend or the holiday. But we're all in suspense, aren't we?
Oh yeah, yeah. That it is like it's like when you watch a television show and you get to the really good part, and then it says to be continued, and you're like, "Can I swear on here?" Because I like to be a little bit more cordial when I come across other channels.
Yeah, you can swear. It's alright.
Okay, it's like, what the fuck, man? They just left me on a cliffhanger, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I gotta wait till next week to find out what the ending of it is to this show. And make no mistake, this shit has been more entertaining than any. I've been so thoroughly entertained by this, and when we go into it, I'll get into my reasonings for why this is entertaining. But like, wow, just wow. Yeah, Keeley, I feel the same way. This is like an epic cliffhanger.
It is. It feels like Planet Q here. I was just about to say it. Like, I've just found out myself that the jury have gone home, and obviously it's a Friday, and now we've got to wait. They can't deliberate again now until Tuesday. They can't even. So we're going to have to wait. So let me just quickly say hello to everyone. So we've got Angie here, who has become a member. Thank you, Angie, for becoming a member. We have Yellowbeard. Hey, Yellowbeard. Thank you for still being subscribed. We've got Planet Q as well. Hey, Planet Q. Thank you for sharing these links as well, love. And we have DJ Eco Spice. Hey, Eco. We have some shoes as well, and we have JFD as well here. JFD Soldier.
Hey, JFD.
I know. And
I know, no hat.
What?
Yeah, she mentioned no hat. You know, I cut my hair and I wanted to show it off, and like everyone's like, hey, where's the cowboy hat? Go check out. I'm sorry for the shameless plug, but go check out my Top Gun review. I have the hat, the aviation glasses, and I actually got a leather jacket that I wear because if you guys don't know, Tom Cruise wears the aviator jacket. I was in the service, so I wore mine for the review. But yeah, you could see me decked out in my full ridiculous gear. I sing a terrible rendition of The Danger Zone. You know, you can catch Goofy Zod there. I'm gonna be a little bit more satirical, serious here because I think that there's a lot to unpack with what happened. There's a lot to discuss.
So obviously we've had so much information through at us in this whole 6 weeks, and the majority of it, a lot of us who have been following this case already knew the evidence that was going to come out there. There is evidence, obviously, that the jury has not seen or heard, like the audio after the finger incident where Amber Heard says, I didn't mean to do it, when she was with Jerry George, you know, in the penthouse, not the penthouse, in Australia, in that house / mansion that they was in. She says, I didn't mean to do it. And obviously, if the jury heard that, they would hear her being admitting to that audio. Obviously, that can't come in because of hearsay, and there's so much audio and stuff that can't come in because of the hearsay rule. But today, I feel like the Johnny's lawyers, Camille Vasquez and Benchu, both did Johnny so proud. They both got the arguments out there that they needed to regarding the law, regarding the facts, and everything in between. I feel like Camille has basically won the hearts of everybody anyway. I don't know if you I feel like you probably feel the same as well.
Camille is interesting watching on the stand because, or rather, doing the questioning at the podium because, you know, the person on the stand is obviously the person on the stand. But anyways, that aside, Camille has this thing about her where she can appeal to the judge, to the jury, and speak softly to them, and then hammer it home and attack like a vicious Rottweiler at Amber or any of the other bozos that we've seen testifying, the fucking experts in what I have no clue. I'm still confused about what their defense argument is, but Johnny's team and especially Camille has done an important thing, and that's hone in on what the facts and the evidence is. And you know, here's the thing. I hear the hate for Rottenborn and whatever else, but I give him one thing. He is matching that same energy. Whether you like him or not, he matches that energy. And if Rottenborn was on the opposing side, we would say he was doing a good job. So I think really in Amber's defense, the only one who I've seen doing a thing to even try to mitigate these questions is Rottenborn. That one bitch, Benioff or whatever the fuck her name is.
Benioff.
Benioff. She can't even fucking operate the microphone.
She did terribly. Excuse me. This what Eco Spice said as well is on point. She said, I kept thinking that both Amber's lawyers and the experts were describing Amber's behaviour rather than JD's. Even in the closing, in quotes, it says he never takes responsibility. Like, what? Excuse you? Like, they said that Johnny Depp never takes responsibility for anything. Every text message that he sent, he took responsibility for. He held his hand up and said, yeah, I said that. I was hurting. This is my humour, this is my way, this is my coping mechanism, and my way of dealing with it, or whatever. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. But he has that dark humour, and he held his hand up to it. But Amber, even when Camille was asking her about her past testimony, was saying, I never said that, or she'll change it, like mid-sentence. It was so unusual to see how she would switch and change between what had happened to her. And another thing that really weirded me out about Amber, I know this didn't happen today, it happened in her testimony, was the amount of times that she says, I love him, I love Johnny, in present tense. And it's like, what? You love him? And this is the man who was the monster, the abuser. And I think it was probably a slip up, but it wasn't just once. Quite a few times she'd say the words, I love him. And it's like, really? Really?
I mean, you know, here's the thing. Even when you're involved, and I think I know there's some people maybe in the chat, I know we've had experiences like this, but even when you are involved with an abuser, or in that case, you are the abuser, I think there is some kind of love, but it's not the conventional healthy love that should be there between two people. It's for the abuser, it's that sense of control, and they're very control oriented, and they've got to control everything in their world. So when this one thing tail spins out, they're desperately trying to grab it. And in that sense, maybe she does love him, maybe she doesn't. Who the fuck knows? That bitch is crazy. But I think there may be, in her sick way and her twisted vision of the world, she may love him just like she probably still has feelings for Rocky. Who the fuck knows? Or any of the other people that she's had a close connection to, not the people she slept with. Sorry, Elon. I mean, like the people she's felt this like attachment with. Like, you know, Elon was there. Let's be real. He was there for money and the capital to get this thing off the ground. But I don't believe there's any feelings there. But I do believe there was something. But the thing that was there was not healthy. if you look at it from JD's perspective, he was rebounding, and every guy knows when you rebound, you make some fucking stupid decisions. I've done it. I'm sure tons of guys have done it. You meet up with that one girl, all your friends warn you, and you're still going through the things in your head, and you're not listening to what anybody is saying. And I think he fell victim to that rebound syndrome where, here comes Amber, and, he's going through all of this other stuff. And then you got Amber, who I believe took advantage without a doubt of what he could present, but might have had an old twisted love in there too. But for her, for me, and I'm no psychiatrist, but I feel like she has a very warped sense of what love is. She has a very obscured, crazy view of how you love someone and how they should love you back. And it could go, we heard in the trial, like there's some family stuff. I mean, that was confirmed by JD's counselor. There is underlining family issues here. And I think that all played into it. And then she's in Hollywood. And look at these weirdos, man. You got these leftist views, the feminist shit going on over there. And you got people in your ear. She breaks up with Johnny and someone's like, hey, me too him, girl, get your money.
Me too about the Me Too song. I love that Camille said that. This is Me Too without the Me Too. That there's nobody coming out saying Me Too regarding what she came out with. And it was right in the middle of the Me Too movement. And that was a bang on point what Camille said there. And they're just not me's. And she said, and Ben and Camille killed it. They delivered the kill shot for Amber's case. They did. And Planet Q also says Dr. Corey was the best expert in this case was seen through Amber. And Dr. Corey was the most credible expert witness, I feel, throughout the whole thing. She was able to be on point. She didn't have to read post-it notes and notes like Dr. Hughes did.
Oh my God, Dr. Hughes. Jesus.
Yeah, no. She brought it down in layman's terms so that we understood it, and we understood that we was learning while she was talking to us and explaining it. It was easy to understand how she came to that diagnosis by her explanations on the stand.
And here's the other thing that got me and why I dismissed Dr. Hughes right off the bat. And I'll be straight up with you guys. I don't care whether it's Johnny or Amber's team. I'm a man about facts and evidence. If you present something, even if I'm opposed to how you are as a person, if you present something to defend yourself, then I've got to give you that. But Amber, what did she produce? I mean, this doctor lady contradicted everything she said in the mere matter of days from when she first took the stand confidently to that day where they came to cross-examination and she's tripping up. And it's like, no, lady, I don't believe you, because if you can clearly define and you've got this written documentation, then you should be able to spit back the same thing with no hesitation, no trip over your words, not having to, I need my notes. I mean, come on. And the fact that you conduct an interview with one person, like that other doctor on Johnny's team did an interview for both people. Like, it wasn't a one-sided thing. And that threw me off too, because I'm thinking what everybody else here in the chat and probably everyone else watching was thinking, wait a second. How can you come to this conclusion? How can you make a fair and accurate diagnosis if you did not even look at anything of Johnny Depp's? You looked over some notes.
Oh, do you mean Dr. Spiegel? The guy, doctor.
I thought Dr. Hughes said the same thing to that lady. She was like, she'd never met him. She only read over the notes. She didn't interview him. She didn't interact with him. And it's the same with the dude, too, now that you bring it up. These people that were experts, how do you call yourself an expert when you're only translating or interpreting what they're giving you and you're not even curious about the other side?
And Dr. Spiegel, who got his baseline from watching Pirates of the Caribbean. And
I was laughing. I was like, "What the? Are you serious?" Like, Keeley, I don't know how you felt about that, but I started busting out laughing. I'm like, that he just did not say that.
I think everyone was laughing. A lot of people was like, "How is this guy coming to talk about anybody?" Like, the way that people process things. When he thinks that it's okay to process somebody's baseline on their acting, like, imagine if you use the one, look, is it called Looking Through the Window or something? I forget what it's called now. The one where it's like a psychopath character. Imagine if they used that character, or they used Alice in Wonderland, like, the Mad Hatter is a bit mad. Imagine using that as a baseline. Like, even Jack Sparrow is a bit cray-cray. Like, come on, when he's like licking rocks and everything. You can't use that as a baseline for how you're gonna assess somebody. And he tries to do it without Johnny Depp's permission. The Amber Heard applied to the court twice to get a psych review on Johnny Depp, and both times she was refused. So even though she was refused, they still tried to do the psych review on him without his permission. And because in the from Amber Heard's lawyers, they were saying like Johnny Depp refused to do an interview, and that wasn't the case. The court refused Johnny Depp to do a psych review.
I mean, no lawyer called the other lawyer, right? No one said, "Hey, if you got nothing to prove, come see our psychiatrist." Because I'm sure Johnny Depp, with the way he's handled this, he's come at it, like I said in the very beginning when we started this, right? I said, come at it like someone who doesn't have anything to hide. And that's exactly how he's presented this case, even with all of that ugly shit coming out, which if you follow Johnny Depp, this isn't new. Oh, people in Hollywood do drugs. Are you fucking serious? Yeah, throw a stone. Every celebrity has done a drug, drank something, okay? So that's stupid to begin with. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. The fact that he said a movie, like, even if this psychiatrist guy came out and said, okay, we couldn't get a hold of Depp, yada, 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 he wouldn't cooperate, whatever the bullshit reason is, right? You could go back to interviews. That's what body language experts use, right? Go to a interview.
Well, that's what he said he did. That's what he said he did, that he watched his interviews. But the thing is, the reason why he wasn't allowed to do a psych review on Johnny Depp was because Johnny Depp didn't use his mental health as his defense. Amber Heard did. She said she suffered from PTSD, and that's why she had to do a psych review, Dr. Horae. Now, Johnny Depp never did that, so he didn't have to do one. And not only that, they spoke to Johnny Depp's personal psychiatrist. Johnny Depp waived that privilege of like doctor-client privilege, and they gave a deposition to Johnny Depp's psychiatrist. And so they had that kind of review, but the reason why they couldn't even ask for a psych review is because Johnny Depp never used his mental health in this situation. Now, I don't know anybody who will opportunely, when you're suing somebody else, that let that person who you're suing, I wouldn't let them do a psych review on me. Like, that's like them calling me crazy for suing them. I'm like, no, you're not having access to my mental health to try and validate your craziness. So I think Johnny Depp's in his right to not even want to have to prove that from a psych review.
I mean, honestly, I'd be like, go ahead, eval me. I ain't got nothing to hide. You could say what you want to say, because when you think about everything, and I'm looking at all of this evidence on the whole, a lot of the stuff that's brought up by Amber Heard's team and even JD's team did veer off for a little bit, but and I think that most people aren't grasping at here the abuse part and all that stuff that factors into the allegations, but that's not a key part of this this case. And I think Camille did a great job on focusing that. She wrote this article with no proof, and that's the defamation. That's where she created this rumor out of thin air. And I thought it was very smart of them when they got to that cross-examination to hone in on this, because these psyche vows and all of this is all like fluff, right? It's the typical lawyer stuff. One side's pulling out this, they're countering with this, right? But it's all trying to create, like, Amber's defense here to me was throw as much shit against the wall to confuse the jury as much as she can. I mean, because hammering home on the drug addiction and all of this other stuff, it just seems like distraction, right? And then you get to the meat and bones to what she should be actually producing, and there's nothing there. Those fucking pictures were a joke. That's your point, to provide photo evidence and say, okay, here's what I have to back up what I was saying in this article. But they didn't even produce anything there.
No, it didn't.
When it came to tangible evidence, right, it was like they were more stalling to run the clock down than actually trying to present a case. And then you look at Johnny's team, and they're honed in on what? Creating a pattern. Amber's lies. Why do you want to focus on Amber's lies? Because if she's lying about something in court, as small as, as small as the words of pledge versus donate, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Then what else is she lying about, right? If she can't be truthful about this, if she can't be truthful about testimony she literally did a day ago, then then what about this claim that this happened to her? That was very smart. And then you have her team just throwing stuff against the wall, and I feel like they just wanted to disorient the jury, right? Play on the human thing. Oh, he's a drug addict, so he's an abuser. Oh, look at him falling asleep, so clearly he doesn't remember things. Like, I saw through the petty bullshit. I'm like, okay.
Not like every person in the world falls asleep every single day, and and when she went like that, I'm a human. Like, back in like last year and in 20, I can't remember, she did it in 2020. I can't remember when it was. She was all like, she loved going on Twitter and replying to people and trying to troll people, especially like at mad hours of the day. And let me just read Sean B's comment here quickly. He says, when do you think we'll get to the verdict? I really hope it will be in Johnny's favour. I feel like obviously it's going to be next week now. They're not going to be able to do any more deliberations till Tuesday. So it's going to be Tuesday at the earliest. But even then it could take a few days. Now, if it takes like longer than a week, it means that there's people really undecided on both sides. Hopefully we'll get an answer on Tuesday, and then it will hopefully be in Johnny's favour. But I'm not as worried for this verdict like I was in the UK. Like, the big difference between the UK and right now is when it was in the UK, we had the whole campaign, because Amber likes using the campaign word so much. We had the whole slanderous campaign of Johnny Depp at the time, where they was in all the newspapers, they was calling him the same word that is it Dan Wooten in the Sun?
Yep.
The same word that he used, they was calling that Johnny Depp in all the news articles. There wasn't an outreach of support. Like, right now, it's like the whole world has come in unanimously on this trial in support of Johnny Depp, and there's probably the odd Amber Heard supporter here and there, but they are few and far between. Now, the result of this trial, no matter whatever the result is, I feel like that Johnny's going to be in high demand because they've seen the public outcry already. They've seen the people, like, I don't know if you're on TikTok or not, but if you go on TikTok, literally every other video on there is about Johnny Depp right now, and there is billions of accounts on TikTok, and it's a weird algorithm, and every video is literally Johnny Depp, or people doing impersonations of the testimonies, especially from Amber Heard when she was saying that her dog stepped on a bee, and it's just blew up. It blew up everywhere. Whatever social media you got, because I've even tested it from going onto an account that that like a second account that like, because sometimes when you're on your account, if you're watching certain videos, especially on TikTok, it will suggest them same type of videos to you. So I tested it by going on a different account, and again, it's still bringing them videos up a lot there.
Yeah, I've seen some of the TikTok videos because I've gotten them sent to me. Us covering this the way that we do. I have people who send me the TikTok videos. I will say though, I think there's an overwhelming majority, especially given her testimony. The dog stepped on the bee. Some of the people, even the younger people, it's interesting to see how they are completely more on. I'd say there's more favoring Depp than there is not. I mean, I've seen a couple with his testimony, and it was kind of funny. More clipping of when he got snarky with the lawyers, which I thought that was great because that's probably what I'd do. Because that one guy, Ron Bard, man, I can imagine he would piss off anyone if he were on the stand. But I think that he will want to avoid some of this. But again, I think it's going to largely depend, because if he wins this, there is going to be such an upswing of public opinion. And you see the media PR team. I think actually what's worse for him is not what's going on in TikTok, because I count that as like 50-50. And let's keep in mind, it's fucking TikTok. They
to you it's just TikTok, but it's billions of accounts on there, and TikTok now as a social media platform has come to a point where when things go viral on there, it actually changes the conversation within pop culture a lot of the time, within news and within people's opinions and the court of, it's a large part of the court of public opinion. It did used to just be kids, but now you see a lot of adult creators on there. You see the majority of creators on there are adults and sharing their views on things. So it's a nice change from to be on that different platform, because sometimes on YouTube you don't see everything, because unless you just see what you subscribe to,
or YouTube is censoring things like crazy. TikTok is very much a very different landscape. I think they're a little less stringent. So like you were saying, YouTube is, I've had it happen to where things will be killed in my algorithm just for putting Amber's name. And I do want to give a shout out to one thing, the only smart thing that I've seen Amber Heard do. That fucking PR team, she should have paid them in the beginning, because we went from seeing no articles, and I just looked it up today. Did you see how many, the Washington Post, all of these people who are now trying to do that spin, like Amber Heard's emotional testimony, she's crying because of social media bullying. It's like, get the fuck out of here. You people just a week ago were talking about how this looks bad for Amber, and then all of a sudden she gets a new PR team, and you guys are Team Amber, which is why I'd say I'd count TikTok, sadly, as probably less biased as opposed to the mainstream, because I would almost say the mainstream media is worse on this case than these TikTokers. I'd go 50-50 that TikTok is actually doing something on both sides, where you have like people like the Post and the New York Journal and all of these other reputable sources that are now going, oh, did you see the day 3 testimony? The tears that she didn't produce. I mean, she produced on stand. It was just so emotional. The message she gave about her kid and not being bullied across the... Bitch, you came out in the public forum. You brought this to light. What did you think was gonna happen? Yeah, you're being bullied. Johnny's being bullied. We get bullied.
He's been bullied for the longest time. I just want to say hello to my love. Hello, Garrett. He should be here with us, and I don't know how long he's going to be. He'll be here when he's sorted out whatever he's doing. So hello to him. Hello, Leslie. This is me as well. On TikTok, they did a compilation of My Dog Stepped on a Bee, and loads of people. It's like a poem. So it's like the next one was something random, like I hurt my knee, I can count to 3, or some random like that. Yeah, like keep it in my twisted knee. That stepped on me.
Like, I don't even know what that was about. I remember hearing that, and I have no clue into what context that whole thing was. It was Keeley, there was some very strange shit in this case. It's been thoroughly entertaining. Like, it's like you get this like serious expert witness, and then this random fucking statement, and you're like, what is happening right now? Can we focus on facts? Like, oh my god! Like, I said this, okay. And you guys can go back through, watch Rob's channel from the times that I was on there. And I said this deadly serious. And I don't know if you remember, Keeley, but I said, do not put Amber Heard on the stand. I said, if you want a fucking shot at winning this case, you do everything in your legal power to keep her from being called to the stand, or for you like making her a witness. And Amber had to have been running this clown show because she's so narcissistic. I can picture her going, no, I'm going to take the stand and I'm just going to clear this up. Okay? And her stories and just how
sense.
Nothing made sense, Keeley. It's like one minute we're talking about the incident and the next minute it's like she's performing a scene from a movie. And I don't know what's going on.
No, that was so funny though, because she'd be all in character, but she couldn't cry, and she'll be all like, and then they'll have an objection. She'll be like straight face, and then she'll be back to like all the cringing and like trying to cry but not being able to cry, sniffing.
That's that second take, Keeley. You know when they say cut. And then they go, okay, roll cameras. That she was hearing that.
I know, that's what I was like. It was so bizarre. And she did it. She did it again yesterday. She was like, and the way she talked to the jury, it seemed so intimidating. Like I'd have to just look down me. Like I wouldn't be able to look at her, even though she didn't do it to me. I'm not Danny or whatever. As I couldn't. Like the way Camille was asking questions, instantly she was like, saying to jury. I didn't hear Camille, sorry. Like she weren't looking at the lawyer who was talking to her. It wasn't a conversation. It was just Camille was asking questions and then straight to the jury. And like really, you know, that's how was she not advised to look at him subtly now and again? You know, rather than be intimidating and making them probably feel like it's almost like jury intimidation. Like you must believe me. Like look into my eyes.
Dude, like Keeley, this is the thing I think that happened. And now keep in mind, guys, take this with a grain of salt. This is just my speculation, but I feel like, given how Rottenborn seemed to be on it, you know, people can call him aggressive or whatever else, but he's defending his client. And that's how I looked at it. And he's got a fucking tough client to defend because that other bitch is asleep, whatever her name is. Like, she's
Elaine.
Elaine. She's used to fucking deposition. She ain't doing shit for the team, okay? I feel like that there were people telling her what to do. And this tracks back if you look at her history as an actress. Oh, sorry about that. That was, I don't know who's calling me. Oh, that's my beautiful woman. I have to ignore her for a second. She's gonna kill me later. But I feel like they advised her, right? and they told her what to say. But
Yeah.
Amber is such a narcissistic. She just wants to do it her way, and this is tracked in her acting career. There's legitimately tons of stories I'm sure everybody in the chat knows about where she does not take direction. She thinks she knows it all, and I think she was directed. You could see that in the cross-examination, how she was backtracking on stuff. I think she was directed, but she was directed after she gave that testimony. Like,
Then they did the research, and so mainly on TikTok, because on TikTok people were outing her left, right, and centre. Yes, they were doing it on YouTube as well, but on the TikTok there, people were just being relentless as well, just straight out telling her how it is. Hello, Kevin.
Oh, hello, guys.
Oh, is that my sexy guy Gary? Hey, Gary.
Ah, that's my sexy Zod.
It's a Gary sandwich.
Oh no. I'm loving the. Trapped. Honestly, man, I'm loving the look. What you got now? You. Yeah, you wear it well. It looks really good on you. And you guys have been going off on a tangent. Hello, everyone. Hello. You guys have been making some really good points, man. I'm sorry it took me so long to get on here. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Leslie has a good point here.
Let's say she didn't get any better understand. She was told to to not wear black.
I know. She looked like she was going to a funeral. I thought maybe for her fucking career, because...
What about the Dr. Evil outfit?
Oh my god.
Camille basically unalived her anyway.
Oh my god.
My god, Camille. Can we talk a minute about Camille? Holy cow.
Go on, like you.
She is like the epitome of, like, anytime, if anyone wants to practice law and wants to learn how to do a cross-examination, there you go. She is it. Just watch those cross-examinations over and over and over again, and that's how you do it. She was on fire every single time, right?
Like, I gotta say, there were two lawyers. That older dude, not Ben Chu, but the other older guy who got up there.
Oh, the one that was crossing the experts.
Yes.
Experts. Yeah.
That guy was, I believe, I watched this guy called Asmongold. He's a hilarious YouTuber. He takes like videos and then like looks at them. I've been watching him for like gaming and stuff, but he put his spin, and he called him a wizard. He said he was countering everything they were saying. Like, that guy was like, no nonsense. And I started laughing because, if you guys don't know, I'm a gaming nerd. So he was like, this is like when you play them MMOs and then they send the old wizard out and he just like destroys your whole team. And he goes, that's what that guy was. He was just no nonsense. Like, he was the hard ass. And then Camille had the kind of soft edge. And then Ben Chu also was like the no nonsense kind of guy. Like, the two guys were like just straight no nonsense, not trying to get any love, attack dogs. And then I think Camille brought a nice balance because she had that softer touch. You could tell the way she adjusted the judge and the jury.
I don't know, man. I have a different opinion about that with Camille, because she didn't play.
Yeah. I didn't answer her on the phone. She just called, so she's gonna probably stalk me in the chat. Everybody, give her some love. That is my IRL beautiful soon-to-be wife.
There you go.
Everybody, show her some love in the chat.
Give Bridget some love. It's the same one for me over here with this one, with the no avatar on right now.
Okay. I have an avatar.
I don't see it.
she has the awesome accent, so you know.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that.
Hey.
And don't ever mess with a mink girl. I'm telling you guys.
Yes, I am drinking from your mug, and I'm drinking an Irish coffee, which, if you guys don't know what that is, that's coffee with Jack Daniels. So I've been pretty lit through most of this game because it's funnier.
You have to, man. You have to.
Have you ever had a proper Irish coffee with the cream on top?
No. That sounds exciting.
Did I make you one, guy? I made you my business. No. I'm sure.
Oh yeah. The Irish coffee. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
At Christmas? I can't remember. It was ages ago now.
I was
probably too lit to remember.
Well, basically, the way you do it is you make your coffee with a whiskey in, and then you put like a teaspoon just over the coffee, and then you put single cream, and it makes the cream set on top, and it looks like a Guinness. The way it looks like a Guinness. So, and that's how they do it, and then that's an Irish coffee.
Can you send me this in a DM?
One of those. Maybe you did that for Zod.
Yeah, DM me that recipe later. I'm gonna give it a go.
I will.
Sounds
I'm
lovely.
sorry. Oh, Zod, did you know that me and Gary did a song?
Oh.
Yeah, we did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And actually, it's her lyrics, right? She wrote it, and we came up with the melody together because I was just playing around on the guitar, and she actually said that it reminded her of a song that I had previously done with the melody. That's what gave her the inspiration for it. So I kind of went off of those notes, and we just played around with it and came up with something. It's pretty cool. She's gonna make me freaking perform it live.
Yeah, he's gonna sing it live for everybody. And
that's so cute.
Well, it's about the Johnny Depp.
Oh no, the lyrics are fantastic, man. The lyrics are fantastic, but it's still in its youth stages.
It's really good. Yeah, but it's really good the way that you've done it.
Yeah, I'm still trying to remember how I did it because I recorded it. So she has a recorded version of it, which she's actually played on a live stream, but it's not the complete version. Now I'll try to do my best to perform it live if I can remember it, but we'll try because if any of you music folks out there know what I'm talking about, when you record something and you lay something down, it's just there recorded. You don't actually remember what you did at the moment. You'd have to go back over and over again and listen to it.
Well, we did go over and over again, though, didn't we, before?
Yeah, but I had to go over and over again tonight, because you want me to try to perform it.
You'll do amazing, I know you will. I have trust and faith in you.
I have faith. No, literally, dude, you could just sing about the weather outside, and you got me.
Baby, it's cold outside. How come? I don't know. I'm not seeing when you guys turn the camera off. I'm not seeing your avatars. It's weird.
Can you see my avatars?
Actually, no. You couldn't see mine. I can
see Gary's.
Hello. Look, you can see mine. I'm just in.
I can't see. I can't see yours. Yours is playing.
Oh, it is. Wow, that's
You guys are little aliens in a ship.
This is why I see, because I don't want to look like. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. I keep on forgetting I'm not on my show, so I'm trying to keep it like maybe rated R is on tonight.
But well, hey, it's all good. That's why it's better to have your cameras on, because I love seeing y'all's beautiful face. Oh, thank you, man. That's very kind of you.
I'm just having a bit of fresh air at the minute. If you know what I mean.
Oh.
You know what?
Just having a fag.
And like doing a U-turn back to the case. What I love today is Camille's when she said, if you either believe all of it or you believe none of it, and it was like her version of you must have quit if the glove doesn't fit. If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit, whichever way around it is. You believe all of it or none of it, and it was just like so powerful. Like you can't just pick apart which lies you believe. You either believe all of the lies or you believe none of the lies.
And
her
I mean,
rebuttal was so on point. Yeah, go on.
And his like, oh man, Rottenborn lost me at the end there, where he was talking about like Amber had all these opportunities. And I'm like, dude, I know you got to defend your client, but nobody knew shit about her until this case. Like, I knew, because if you guys don't know, on my channel, I watch a lot of movies. I'm kind of, I believe I've been called a cinephile. I don't know what the fuck that means, but
the cinephile.
Yeah, like
that's funny.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, I know a lot of different movies, so I saw her in like her first role. I like Never Back Down was when she came into the main spotlight. She was in a bunch of other stuff, but that's what drove her to these other roles. And
I was just talking about that with Keeley earlier today.
And I remember thinking, oh, who's generic hot girl? Okay, because, you know, at the time, I didn't know all this shit. And, you know, to be fair, when she's dolled up for the camera, she doesn't look half bad. Until you get to know the person she is, that does take that shine off. When you see, like, I got to be honest, these last couple of days, she's looked rough. And you can see the toll that this has taken on both sides, because when you tell a lie, okay, when you tell a lie like she has, I don't think people realize the physical toll that takes, because you are doing something your body is naturally rejecting. And go and watch body language experts for this, because I've been watching a lot of body linguistics.
I love them. Those guys are great.
Your face has to contort to unnatural positions, because it's like a mechanism, because your body is rejecting, your mind is rejecting the lie you're telling. You are, you're literally rejecting that. Why do you think she can't cry? Because there is no emotion behind that. And it's not to say she's not an emotional person. I mean, you know, the money she'll lose, she'll probably be very emotional about that. It's to say that when you tell a lie, despite what people think, it is very hard to not just tell the lie, but you got to live that. You got to immerse yourself. You've got to believe it so that you can sell it. That's how a good lie goes. Like any of the best con artists or anything like that, they literally live the lie. They literally have tricked themselves into believing that this is the truth. And I think what we're seeing is her worn out from all of the bullshit she's had to tell. And you know what? I'll be fair here. And people in the comments, please don't grab your pitchforks and get angry at me. It's just my opinion. But I don't necessarily, I throw the abuse and everything else 100% on Amber, but I don't throw the op-ed and all of the PR necessarily all on her. I throw this directly on fucking Hollywood, because yes, she lied, but I believe there were some opportunistic people in her circle, and they said, do you want to take your career to the next level, right? Johnny ain't gonna take this far. He's done in Hollywood, right? He's washed up. He's in his upper age, right? Because there's been this push in Hollywood to push the older actors out, and Johnny Depp falls into that camp. I mean, look what they've done to Clint Eastwood and all these other older guys, right? Who don't have the same political leanings. And Johnny has come out and said he doesn't talk that bullshit, right? He is not Hollywood template. So what's the best way to get rid of the man? Well, now you got Amber Heard claiming this stuff. And they're like, hey, believe all women, right? When this happened, we were in the midst of that. So we're like, Amber, look here. You want to elevate your career, plus, right? They'll push this guy out who doesn't want to play ball, but he's so good they got to give him his price, right? So what's the easiest way to kill two birds with one stone? And so I think there was some behind-the-scenes puppeteer mastery work, and there was her own narcissism, and she's so stuck up and full of herself that she's like, yeah, I could sell this. And I don't think she ever thought Johnny was going to take it this far. I mean, honestly, she thought he was going to stop.
Well, because she believed that mess. Just like what you said earlier, she believes her own lies. She believed that movement was solid, like nobody could break that brick wall down.
Well, nobody came out with any Me Too's for her, like Camille said. Only not me's.
Exactly. Yeah, no.
Well,
Camille broke that brick wall down with that statement alone.
We did have some of those articles because I went back, and remember, we've all gone back, right, to where she first made the claims, and I even poked fun of that video where they did a whole video about her doing the deposition, right? Let's talk about like the early stages, right? There was a little bit of a PR press, right? Because what were they told? Ooh, when a Me Too comes out, you guys swarm this shit, right? Jump on the woman's side. But then when you start getting into the testimony, and for all the shit I give the media, there are some smart people there. And I'm sure you had some people analyze it and go, oh, wait a second. And then you get to this trial and they're like, oh, we backed the wrong horse. And I love WB. Because say what you want about Walter Hamada. Look, I'm a fan of DC. I've watched them destroy this property I love, okay? I am no fan of Walter Hamada, but I will say this much. Walter was the man on that stand. He slapped that shit down, like, right away.
Yes. Absolutely.
See, obviously, I'm obviously a Marvel girl, not a DC girl. But he just put it down as fact straight away that it was nothing to do with Jana. She didn't have to fight for her role. There was a situation where her chemistry was not good with Jason Momoa, and even in Aquaman, the first one, and they had to use a lot of movie magic, a lot of editing to make it look like they had such good chemistry. She isn't the best actress, so as well. Like even Camille, again, we've already said it. She couldn't bring herself to bring the tears when she was on the stand. Now, and also one of the body language experts was saying another clear thing was her doing these deep inhalations when she was talking. Like,
oh yeah,
but she wasn't doing that. She was doing like really deep ones. Like when you're in a moment when you are flustered, it's like a hyperventilation. And I remember when I had to take the stand in my case, what happened to me, and the judge had to tell me to calm down because they couldn't hear me because I was hyperventilating so much and my voice was cracking and I couldn't see through my eyes because it was blurring full of tears as I was giving my testimony, and I couldn't talk. My voice was broken, whereas she's here trying to convince that she went through these things. And the thing is, right, the reason why there's so many DV survivors who are backing Johnny Depp, so many women, female survivors, is because they see the similarities of what they went through with their perpetrator. and they see it as a vindication, like it's a way of helping them heal from what they went through, and getting getting that freedom from being held down by their perpetrator.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes really personal, and they went probably a lot of people who have been in them relationships have been with people who tried to silence them and call them crazy and made them out to be crazy to other people. And that's what Amber Heard tried to do with Johnny. She tried to make him out like it was just um all of his substances that he was on, all the alcohol. He couldn't take responsibility.
Well,
It was everything but her, and he did everything, and she did nothing apart from when she hit him in retaliation of having her foot scraped and hit him in retaliation of her sister.
Yeah,
yeah.
and that
Go on.
confused me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, but the way she
No,
said
you're
it,
fine.
that confused me because I was like, okay, in self-defense, I can understand a push or something like that, but a full-on punch to the face, you're really stretching that self-defense thing. Like, she came at him, and if I'm looking at the logistics of how they set it up, I can't in my mind see how she got past the person to throw the punch at, like, just the way they set it up. And this is what I'm talking about with their whole defense. When you look at Johnny's story versus Amber Heard's story, and I've said this from the beginning, whether it's in an article or when she's told these stories, logistically, nothing makes sense. Not a thing. I can't picture it in my mind without mental gymnastics. I can't.
Yeah, no, you can't. And I was absolutely right, man. But I mean, it makes sense. Whoever was in the middle, you can reach around somebody and try to clock them, like that. But what you were saying earlier, Kaylee, just how she's grasping on to all kinds of angles. I forgot what you were saying just a moment ago. What were you saying? Do you remember what you were saying?
Well, I remember that I was talking about how survivors become very personal to this because it's like their personal vindication from what they've been through, and the reason why like they're so angry at Amber is because she's trying to silence a survivor, and people can see that clearly. Now, if Johnny Depp was truly what she said he is, then there'll be. He's nearly 60 now, isn't he? And there'll be so many people coming out of the woodwork saying, "Me too. He did this to me." Even if it went back to his teenage years, they would have been.
Oh yeah, you're not getting any of that with him. She's the only one. She has been the only partner of his that has made these claims.
And
so
you know what's funny? When they brought up the friends, they were like, "Oh, she's got friends, blah blah blah." Did you watch the same video testimony as I did? The one asshole there,
ex-friends,
that Drew guy, basically admitted she was like sleeping with like 30 people, which none of us even knew, but kind of figured. And then fucking Rocky looked like she was bored.
He said she had people coming in and out all the time. That to me sounds like a cherry hashtag, but
like I am so confused on what your perception. Like, look, and I'm not gonna lie here, but if my boy was on trial, right, and he was like, "Zod, I need you to come in and testify on my behalf," I would say, "Oh yeah, homeboy had like 30 girls coming in. He was a player." And he was a pimp. He was a pimp. You get me, Honor? Like, I would go, like when they, Who edited this fucking testimony? I know some things were edited. Who thought in the room that it was going to help her defense to admit she had people coming in and out? Like, and then Rocky. Right? They couldn't edit out her yawning. Are you serious? They couldn't be like, hey, can we like maybe cut this or reshoot or something? I don't know what the procedure is. But Rocky literally was like,
thinking about it makes you want to yawn.
Like, I don't really
honestly,
remember that.
though, it's like everything, all of her defense is just like it's backfiring on her. It really is. And then you have Johnny with everybody actually showing up in person, taking the time out of their life to come to court to testify on his behalf. Are they employees? No. Are they betrothed? Do they have some kind of, financial gain from this? No. They want the truth to be known.
In the Johnny show.
Yeah, in the Johnny show. With Amber
and TMZ, the TMZ guy was the biggest of that. Like, look, if there's any one credible witness that you could say without a shadow of a doubt, like even if you were a naysayer, right? I want you to explain to me how you can explain a guy who has literally nothing to gain, like to go, 15 minutes of fame. Well, for what? Because he's definitely going to be sued. TMZ are douchebags. He's going to be sued for doing what he did.
Made that point. That was one of my favorite parts of his testimony was when he made that point. Like I'm putting myself in the line of fire with TMZ. It could be the same thing with like you taking on Amber Heard as your client.
No, it was about the 15 minutes of fame. Yeah, well, that was funny that when he said that. No, I don't want any 15 minutes. And I could say the same about you taking Amber Heard as a client. That just cracked me up.
Yeah, it did because it's a great point.
Planet's on a rant.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with
her.
Kate
fucking Moss came out and said that he never pushed her down the stairs. I still can't believe that Amber said that Kate came out of the woodwork to help Johnny. Indeed, Planet Q's queen.
Yeah, like Kate Moss. I didn't even know she was still around. But with that being said, Kate Moss is 20 times more accomplished than fucking Amber Heard would ever be.
Yeah.
So I mean,
and she still look freaking phenomenal. She's just still Kate Moss. She came on camera, did her thing, and I got a little bit of a chuckle when she said Kate Moss. I'm like, I didn't know there was that S on the end of your name.
Yeah, she was something else, and she was very no nonsense.
Did you see? Like, if you're talking about the body language guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see when they asked her if you know Johnny Depp, how her eyes kind of lit up? And she got a little bit of a smile and says, yes, I know Johnny. It's like you can tell there's still love there for the guy.
And if he was this abusive monster, I don't imagine you'd have this support. I mean, you've had people. Who was it? I heard that there were some people who have come out in support of Johnny Depp now. Fucking Courtney Love, Jesus Christ, I don't know if that's a real ringing endorsement. And then who was the other person? There was somebody else pretty famous who's come out, but that don't buy into this bullshit. And I with the Courtney Love thing, it did ring to me. She was like told that story like when I OD'd, he was there for me, and that let's be real. If Courtney Love versus Johnny Depp, like Johnny Depp's the bigger one out of here, and the fact that he took his time out to help someone else, and he understood what she was going through, losing Kurt Cobain or whatever else in that rough time, and he's just the kind of guy who wants to be there for somebody. He really doesn't have to be, and there's so many instances of this that I just can't. Like, I've tried to be objective and be like, okay, let me see this from the other side, right? and let me just put together all of the stuff that I know off the top of my head about Johnny Depp, right? From covering this, from knowing his movies, right? And yeah, he's had a drug problem. Yeah, he's probably done some shitty stuff. Yeah, yeah. But at the end of the day, here's a man who strikes me like the dude who testified against him, who used to live with him and they had a falling out or whatever. Even in his testimony, you can kind of see where he was hurt. Like, here's a man who projects just such a positivity that I can't picture in my mind this monster you're trying to get me to believe he is. Like, I follow Kevin Spacey, right? I watch fucking House of Cards. There's got to be a reason why this guy's always a fucking villain.
I was like, a Kevin Spacey fan for a long time, man.
I mean, I still am. I still watch the reruns of House of Cards or whatever else and Seven and all that. But what I'm driving at is when you look at him and you look at him, you go, yeah, I could totally fucking see that guy doing some shady shit. Like, he strikes me as just a regular human villain.
Bro. You remember that movie Recount that Kevin Spacey was in? And it was in Florida. I was an extra in that movie. I was in the Supreme Court scene. I was sat on the bench, the side bench, not on opposite Kevin Spacey's side, but the other guy. But Kevin Spacey is such a fucking diva. But I still love his work. We were sat there for like 20, 30 minutes just waiting for him to get out of his trailer to come and do one scene that he didn't even have to speak in. He just had to be seen in. So,
Jesus. Yeah, like that's
but I still love his work. You know what I mean?
Look in the private chat, my love.
Oh, I'm sorry, love. Did not. Okay. What, am I doxing myself? Oh, you want me to sing for you? No. we're going on a rant.
You got half an hour late anyway.
I know. I'm sorry. I was so long. Oh yeah, we're an hour in now. That's right. I'm supposed to sing now. Crap. I don't know. Well, go on, Zod. Keep on talking, and I'm gonna mute myself and see if I can get ready for this shit show that's about to happen.
While we get ready for the beautiful voice of Gary to serenade us. No. No, like when you see somebody like that, right? And you see some of these other people that have been accused, Harvey Weinstein or whatever else, any of these people that have been accused of these very same things, I see patterns, right? In their lives outside of the movies, and look, even taking pictures, that's all paparazzi, but there's still something when they're in outside of their element. You can sense that kind of condescending snarkiness. But with Johnny Depp, I never get this feeling. So trying to sell him to me as this monster, the dark Johnny, the what the fuck? She had like 20 labels for him, right? It's like I don't buy it. I don't know about you, Kelly. I don't buy it.
I don't, and we're supposed to be like the amount of times that they hounded down on him taking his troubles with sobriety and his substance taking. Like, yeah, we get it. Plus, he's in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like, that's a part of the Hollywood culture, is the whole substance thing. And she was happily doing it with him the majority of the time. And
she's still drinking, Kelly. She's still drinking. Why didn't they want to bring that up? That was my only problem with JD's defense is I would have turned that around and said, yes, maybe Johnny, and he's copped to this. Yes, he does. But what about Amber? What about how many cases of wine she's consuming? What about the fact she's still drinking? It's still an issue.
Yes. What about the fact that his freaking wine bill went down to basically zero after they split?
That's why she needed them extra payments. You know, what, $7,000 for fucking wine? What is she drinking? Like, I don't switch to the box.
And that, I'm telling you, man, I know this sounds crazy, and it's gonna sound, I'm gonna bring up a nasty point now, but that the shit in the bed, the color of it looks like it came from someone who drinks a lot of red wine. I know it's gross. Okay, warning to all of you.
Warning now. You already said it.
Yeah, I've already said it, but warning again. I've I had a stint of red wine, and I've had stuff that looks like that. All right, so I.
This is like TMI.
I know it's TMI, but it's truth. These are facts. That looked like red wine poop to me.
Oh dear. You heard it here, folks. We have analyzed the turd.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
And if you don't like it, you cover it up with Amica cream. I don't give a shit.
Oh God, I can't even say that now. Oh.
Oh,
Christina knows what I'm talking
IDGAS if I can.
There was another thing, and look, guys, take this with a grain of salt, but I did cover this on my channel. Now, keep in mind, this is not a reliable source, but Amber Heard's drug dealer came forward and was talking about how he was selling her drugs. And
what?
There was some heroin and where she injects it so no one sees it. And I would be amped not to believe a drug dealer, but I've heard these accounts from stars that have been with her on set. Not specifically heroin, but coke, ecstasy, all sorts of crazy shit. So I wouldn't be surprised she's shooting it near certain places to keep it
probably hidden in between her toes.
It was a little bit more towards. Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, wow.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, look, a drug dealer ain't the most reliable source. Wow. But when you got 3 different people that said there were drugs of some kind, I got to think there's drug abuse. But yet nobody brings that up. Like when they defend Amber, I don't hear you guys talking about her drinking, her suspected of drug use from people who fucking worked on set with her. And I'm not talking about currently. I'm talking about back in the day. There's people come out and like, Amber's done ecstasy. She said she was. Did she say in her testimony something about that when they all did something?
She only. Yeah. Oh, it was what's it called? The what's it called?
She said she did MDMA. She said she only took it twice. Once on the plane.
A cuddle puddle. That's what she called it. Cuddle puddle.
Yeah, I got a bridge in Brooklyn. I'll sell you if you think she only took MDA twice.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well,
that's right up there with Kiefer.
But in her defense, she said she only did it twice with Johnny.
Yeah, she had to throw because she always had to throw that in, and it's just like, okay, here once again, people, if we put on our thinking caps, right? And her whole defense is that she's with this guy who could relapse at any point, right? Johnny Depp was into some of the hard stuff. We all know this. This is a matter of fact. This has been a matter of fact before this fucking trial. And
he admitted to it.
And he's admitted to it. He has no qualms with that. And I respect him because it's like, it's fucking Hollywood. Of course I did that. He came from the fucking, 80s or 70s, that era of when Hollywood was the Wild West.
He started when he was around 12 years old, man, taking his mom's pain pills.
I mean, that's just the culture. So you're telling me your solution to helping a drug addict, all right, somebody who has a problem, you're so concerned, you're going to do drugs and drink with him?
Exactly.
And then wonder.
Make sense.
And then be like, I don't know how it got out of control. Like, even if I buy your defense, even if I buy all of the bullshit you were telling me, right? You were in this bad situation. There was this monster, right? Well, why did you enable him? What person does that?
Yeah, she fed him Xanax on a freaking audio. He was like, "What are you doing? Giving you a Xanax." The other one might have worn off. He was like, "Oh yeah, you're probably right. Thank you."
It's like,
You know,
it's like it's like
just feeding it to him.
yeah, that's what baffles me, and that's another thing where if I was JD's team, they did miss a few things because I would have jumped on this and been like, so this man's a monster. You're scared of this man, but yet you still drink and do all of your stuff. And they'll tell you when you go to recovery, my
Camille
uncle
did
went
bring
through
that
this.
up with her. Camille did bring that up with her on her original class. She said to her that you were so concerned about his sobriety, yet you did nothing to help him. You drank around him. You still took drugs around him. She did call her out.
Oh yeah, that was later. But I mean, just like, and to my point, that exactly what you're saying. Like, if you are a victim and you get terrified, I don't know about you, I wouldn't feed my partner's addiction if I know that's the trigger. Am I wrong? Is that like 101?
No.
Like,
No, you're not. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. And it's one of them, where if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it anyway. But if you're purposefully doing it around them, and when they have their own troubles with that, it's like you're pushing them into that scenario of taking them substances, being intoxicated, and then calling them a monster for doing so.
Yes, that was beautifully worded, very much more elegant than I did. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Then I get into the question of, well, if you knew this was going to happen and you fed into this behavior, I got to question your motives on why you're feeding into this behavior, because then that opens a new can of worms. Like, did you want it to go this way? Is this the outcome you were wanting? You know what I mean? It's like you were feeding into this. What is your motive behind that? Like, if you care for someone, if you love them, then you will do everything in your power to keep them from those harmful things. I mean, I drink with my woman, she drinks with me, but if one of us had a problem, and I mean, there's even been some times where it's been like late night, we got to work the next day. And I'll go, hey, honey, maybe it's not a good idea for us to get completely plastered when we got to wake up at, 10, 9 in the morning, right? That's what you do on a human level when you're, and that's what I'm talking about when I think Amber has a very skewed perception of what love is. I think a lot of this plays into her psychiatry, but I also think that she's also very narcissistic and all of that stuff. But I think that her concepts of love are fucked up.
Are you ready to sing for us, Gary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, I may have to turn off the camera.
Yeah,
no. You don't have to turn off the camera. You don't have to turn off the camera at all, because I wanna see your faces. Well, actually, I can't. I have to look at the lyrics. No, but you're making some very, very valid points, man. It really is an issue, man. I'm sorry, am I taking too long?
No.
Oh.
No, I was just saying hello to Gallet.
Hey, Gallet. How are you?
Hey, Gallet. I actually got your name right.
All right,
I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. I'm muting myself then.
This is the very first time doing this thing, trying to do it live. I have the lyrics up on my screen. I wish I could share it with you guys so you can sing along. But maybe I can do that. You want me to share the lyrics?
Yeah, go on if you want.
And then I can try to just sing it off the StreamYard. Okay, let's do that. 1 second. Here we go. Well, there it is. How about that? All right, I'm gonna have to maximize this so I can see it. Can you guys hear me? You don't have to mute yourselves, you know. Oh no, where'd you go? Where is everyone?
I'm over here.
Still here.
Oh, put yourselves back on the screen, please. So I don't feel like I'm alone.
Well, if you leave it like you're not alone, we're here. But if you leave it like this, then I can screen record it and it'll be easier.
All right. So okay, guys, I can't see any comments or anything. I can't see you guys. I can't see me. I can't see nothing but the lyrics. And I'm gonna try to do this. So this is an exclusive. Hold on. It was like I tried to make nice. What was it I said in the beginning? Do you remember?
Don't worry about that, baby.
It seems like you want to go to court. I really don't believe it. You were the one. What a mistake. How could have I been so wrong? Look what you did, girl. What you done. It didn't have to be like this. It didn't have to be like this. I gave you everything I could. Took your friends in and knew I would. Should've known when it was all rushed. Never thought it'd be like this. It didn't have to be like this. I can't understand you when you're talking like Fuzzy Bear. Then pretending I pulled out your hair. Tell me now, does that seem right? Thought you were better than this. It didn't have to be like this. Started to believe your own lies. My goodness. I told you never again you'd see my eyes. So I see you go again. I'm gone. It didn't have to be like this. It didn't have to be like this. You quiet me down, put on a frown, hoaxed the whole damn town. Said that I beat you and they believed you. Even weaponized the Me Too. And what about me too? What you put me through? Oh, look what you did, girl. Look what you done. Never thought it would be like this. Girl, it didn't have to be like this. I guess it's gonna have to be this. It didn't have to be this. All right, I'm sorry, guys. That was rough. What? I'm trying to sing and read. Okay, to be fair, I'm trying to remember what I played and read
You did really
lyrics
good.
and sing at the same time. Okay, cool. If
I
it,
had
then
panties,
good.
I would throw them at you.
Why now?
Yeah, look at all this love that you're getting.
Oh.
Look, go Garrett, beautiful. We're here, Garrett. Garrett, a duck. More love.
Oh.
Keela, woohoo. And Christina's so good. I was tearing up.
You guys are so
Gary,
kind. You guys are way
Gary,
too kind.
Gary,
But
you're
again,
so
these are obviously you can see that that's Keely's handwriting. That's her notebook.
Well, nobody's gonna know that's my handwriting.
Yeah, that's you. It's all you.
That's my
You
notebook.
Yeah, that's your notebook. So capture a screen grab of that, guys, because it's gonna be famous one of these days. There she is. She got it right in her hands.
Oh yeah, that was. I gotta say, you're really messing me up here, Gary, because I used my once a man tier for Top Gun yesterday, so you can't be fucking getting me tiered up here on the channel. Shameless plug. I'm sorry, Keely. I gotta put this out here though. On my channel, I have a review of Top Gun. I'm in aviators, my cowboy hat, and my military jacket, like my.
I'm watching that right after we get off of here. I'm gonna watch
no. And I do a singing rendition. It's fucking terrible and nothing like Gary. So if you come there and expect to see me do some good singing, you're probably gonna turn it off after I do my rendition of Danger Zone. But you're gonna see like what the fuck is going on right now and click it right off. But no, Planet Q's Queen. It is a non-spoiler review. There's no spoilers in it. I give a very vague gist of the movie, my overall ideas, and I basically just talk about how this is definitely my number one movie for 2022. I'm not even bullshitting you. Like, number one is Top Gun. Number two is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
So this is the sneak peek. This is your number one, right?
Yeah, this is my number one. Now, I have no clue because we've had the Batman and everything else. My top 10 list is going to be the hardest to do this year because there's been so many good movies out that I am just sitting here going, like, I feel like I'm ripping somebody off if I don't put them on my list because this has really been a bounce back. But yeah, Gary, yeah, that was magical. I felt feelings. I was a little emotional there.
Thank you.
I like, look at this.
I'm kissing you on the.
Oh, thanks.
You're too kind, man. You're too kind. Oh yes, and Leslie, everybody's saying the lyrics are good. Yes,
thank you, guys.
Keely, she did really great with these lyrics and captured so many moments throughout. You know what Johnny's been through in the audios and in court, and just this whole thing. So that's why I fell in love with it, and I hope that the melody is okay, and that you guys can feel what she's trying to say in these lyrics through the melody. That's my only goal when we're working together on a song like this.
No, it was
I want
great.
you guys to be able to feel it.
Killy, great writing. I do a stream with Books by Jay on writing. If you ever want to come on,
there you go.
You can hit me up. Those are some pretty solid lyrics.
I love literature. I love writing. I love, I've not done any more on it, but a while ago I started writing a book. But I love anything to do with poetry and anything like that. I really do.
Yeah, I think you captured it really well.
Great. I liked it. I like it a lot.
That was the perfect song for. That was perfect. that was perfect for this song.
Okay,
The funny thing is though, the majority of them lyrics, like my mind is so random. You can ask Gary, like when we have normal
oh my
conversations.
God.
Yeah, he always gets really like annoyed with me because I change the subject so quickly on him. But
As
that's how the
I'm
lyrics
gonna cut
came.
you off for one split second. When
Um,
she says that my mind is so random, that's an understatement. It's more like so random. Subjects will change like that on the drop of a dime. I'm like, I thought we were just talking about the grass and the trees, and now we're on about what?
Keeley, you're not wrong with this, and I just want to get a poll from the chat. Is this like a ladies thing? Because I literally had a conversation with my girlfriend yesterday. I was talking about Top Gun, and I don't know how she got on this fucking depressing story about this dude who got killed by the person he loved, and then she jumped in the river with her kid. And I'm like, I was fucking happy for a second. Well, how do we get from Top Gun to here? I think it speaks a lot to you guys are able to have these random crazed thoughts that go like simultaneously, where guys, we just have to focus on like one thing, because anything beyond that is just too much for us to do. Like, we gotta finish the topic, otherwise we're just a mess.
Yeah,
that's how you catch us on the stand.
And I have ADD my daggum self, man. So it's hard.
well, I don't have anything like ADD diagnosed or whatever, like any
I'm
neurodivergence.
diagnosing myself. I'm ping ping ping. It's hard to pay attention.
Well, it's hard for me to pay attention, but my whole point, what I wanted to say was that when I wrote this and when I write any kind of poetry, like it just came into my head so quick. I had to there was a part where Gary witnessed it when I was on the phone to him. The lyric, "You started to believe your own lies. I told you never again you'd see my eyes." Like, he was on the phone to me and he was like, "You need to write that down quick before you forget." Because that's what Johnny said. So I'll never let you see my eyes again.
Yeah, exactly, and that was actually mentioned in court.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing with writing too, is that you got to get things down. Like, I even find myself, I'll be at work and I'll think of a great part for a story I'm writing, and then I try to come home and remember it, and it's all messed up, and I'm like, damn, I just had like the perfect line in my head. And it's like, if you don't get it down, then it gets overtaken by another idea. And I think you did a very good job. Those were some very good lyrics.
Absolutely.
Gary did a very good job, obviously, putting the melody together and singing. Because there is a song that I'm apart from, I'm probably about one of 5 people who have heard this song, and Gary can't let anybody hear it because of the circumstances around it. It's not he doesn't have copyright to it, and I think that's fair to say, isn't it, Gary?
Which one?
Passengers.
Oh yeah, the country song. Yeah.
So that song that he sang, but you guys haven't heard, I have it as my ringtone on one of my phones, and I love that song. And that when I was writing that song, it was the melody to that song that I had as the inspiration of how it sounded.
Yeah. And no, that's true though. That's true with anything creative, especially musically. You can get inspired by a melody and still make it your own. Because this song here, even though it was inspired, it was inspired by that, but it sounds completely different from that song. Even though some of the chord progressions are the same, which is true in a lot of songs, but like the bridge part you heard, that was completely us. It just went off.
Well, I just randomly jumbled the words down that didn't really rhyme, and then
yeah. But I knew I wanted to take it I wanted to take it somewhere else, and so that's where the whole like
by the way,
give you a quick
Keeley,
example.
Echo Spice just got me. She just got him right there. She's like, my man does it too. Not just oh man,
Yeah.
hold on. I gotta go off camera and put on some Burm cream because that one stung. I was like,
yeah, exactly. But
yeah, there is guys like that. Sorry, I just had to point it out. That was
absolutely. No, that's great point. We got to get back on track. But I just wanted to make one quick point though, because there's like a lot of songs we use those type of chords. You know what I mean? And so it was like, but then the change we made was. And then it went back into it. But so there's so many places you can go.
And really quick, while we're ADD and off the subject of AD, I just want to say, I appreciate everybody who comments in my comment section, but I just got to highlight stupid people. Speaking of ADD, this is mine. This stupid fucking person just commented on my comment section, right? I did a short about me being at the movie theaters with this tall thing of beer, and I say in the short, a beer for pilots. And this idiot puts in my comments, nobody cares. Well, clearly you fucking care if you took the time to tell me that nobody cares.
Exactly. That's how stupid shit like that can backfire, right?
It's like, see, ladies, this is what men do. We make very fucking stupid observations. That is a man's comment right there. It says the sports guy or something like that. So I know that's a man's comment. Like, oh, bro, nobody cares. Well, then you clearly watched my clip, saw the comments, and felt the need to tell me how nobody cares.
Exactly.
This
you
is
cared enough to say nobody cares.
I said, you know what, Gary? I said, when I get to 1,000 subs, I'm going to be so happy. I get all these clouds. I'll be in the algorithm. And this is the stupid bullshit, Keeley, just so you know. This is the bullshit you're going to have to deal with, is these stupid people who say the dumbest things ever.
Be prepared, my love. And I told her this too, though. I told her this. She knows. There's going to be some times where you're going to have to deal with some knobheads like that.
They're just like, I mean, and if you've been on my late night talks, I've been blessed because a lot of people who are here are also over on my channel, and they, and I don't get too many stupid comments, but you'd be surprised afterwards, like when people rewatch, the dumb shit I get from people is just like, did you not watch? It's just like, I don't know. Anyways, I'm sorry I derailed us there for a second.
No,
you're fine.
This is just a free for all. Whatever you want to talk about. I can't wait to see that damn movie though.
It was on an intermission. We've totally gone off course and off subject.
Yeah, sorry.
Gary, when do you predict the verdict will be in?
Honestly,
chat, when do you predict the verdict will be in?
They have. Are you asking me or Zod now?
No, I said
I only have 2 seconds to answer.
No, I was asking you, and I said, chat, let me know as well. When do you think a verdict would be in? The chat as well.
Because it sounded like you said, Gary, when do you think? And then I started talking, and then you said, Zod, when do you think? I'm like, today.
I was a little confused and I was kind of scared.
No, but honestly, I'm my honest opinion on that it's a good question because they have so much evidence to go through and so many audios
And duplicate
whatever
pictures.
videos they have. They have. But if I'm thinking like I'm in the jury, it's not going to take me that long. You know, I might be biased because we've been following this for so long, but just seeing all the evidence that has come into court and on national TV, international, as a matter of fact, I can easily come up with a verdict for myself. The other ones who may not know anything about the court, it may take a little while. They might want to really dive in to the evidence and everything. So it may not be till, like, say, Tuesday. That's my guess.
Oh, yeah. And just to answer that one question, I'm originally from New York, but I'm in the great state of Wisconsin. So, and I tell people that I don't care. Like, if someone is so angry about something I have to say and they feel the need to come over here, then
Me too.
like, yeah, I mean, I'm not worried.
I'm wearing my work shirt. I'm in Florida, man, and this is where I work. But guess what? This company is all over. So come at me, dog, if you want to.
No, yeah, like, yeah. So, you know, we're and Keeley is from Florida as well. I mean, never mind. I can't play that with the accent.
She's across the pond, mate. I wish, but no, it's gonna be the opposite. I'm gonna be going across the pond. That's the plan, folks.
Oh, pip pip there, boy. No, but my thoughts to answer Keeley's question is, I think it'll be a deliberation on the Tuesday, whatever date. I honestly, and look, I was wrong about OJ and so many other trials. I thought I had a good. Hold on.
Nobody had that one down.
No one had that pegged. Like, we all could not have seen. I lost friendships over that trial. Yeah, Manchester, England. She definitely is, and has got the greatest accent ever.
Oh,
you see this little emoji next to my name? You see this little emoji next to my name, the bumblebee? Well, that's the symbol for Manchester.
Oh yeah, happy Jubilee.
Yeah,
Jubilee
happy.
Next week.
Yeah. Well, you know,
still.
Happy pre-Jubilee. I don't know what that is, but sounds rather festive.
For the Queen.
It's for the Queen to celebrate 75 years, and she gets a Jubilee every 25 years. So she had when she obviously 25 years. This is my second Jubilee that I've ever witnessed, because the first one was when I was a kid, on her 50th Jubilee, and this is the 75th one, and she's probably obviously not having another one now because she's in her 90s. I doubt she's going to live another 25 years. But to celebrate the 75 years she's been on the throne, and all the stuff that she's done for our country and the countries in the Commonwealth. And what's happening in England is you're going to see literal garden parties everywhere and barbecues, and Union Jack flag, the blue, red and white flag everywhere, and you're gonna there's loads of places where they're having festivals, like music festivals, rock festivals, carnivals, and the Queen's having a big party to celebrate. So yeah.
Oh, Gary's son.
Oh.
Yes, son, you make me proud. Oh. You think your kung fu is better than mine? Dude, I should have been fucking canceled on this platform so many times. I gotta be more careful about
That's too funny.
You know what I say, because they're coming for me. When I get big enough, they're gonna be like, "Who is this asshole who's like not monetized but had all these subs?" Like, And like, yeah, YouTube can't demonetize the video from not being monetized.
Yeah. Tell them to bring it on. Yeah. But basically, man, like what Keeley was saying, a garden party is basically like a block party. There's in America, everybody just comes together and.
Keeley, I'm not trying to be an ass when I say this, but when I pictured your guys' block party, it was like a bunch of people around tea and like sipping it.
Well, probably will be tea there. Like we're gonna have a lot of parties in the park as well, and there's probably like for example, like my children had their own version in school, and a lot of it was cupcakes and sponges and stuff and all that. And my daughter who's 4 every morning just asks me to make her a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I think it's really cool you guys got those traditions, but I mean that queen is like 95. Like I honestly think she will outlast at least one of us on this panel. Like she's been around for a minute.
There's more people in England than there is in Canada and Australia combined. In the UK, I mean. It's a very overpopulated little island.
What, in Australia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they know how to party down there because that's where all the bad boys went. From England.
I heard
they sent them.
I heard from a YouTuber who is from y'all's way that Australia isn't real. So I cannot confirm or deny if it even exists. I know I talked to Stevie, but he may be in New Zealand. That's what I've heard. People are being drugged and they're really going to New Zealand. So I don't know. We can't even confirm if it's from Australia is real.
No, he's very proud of it. I forgot where he said he was from.
Yeah. Like I said, though, there's more people in the UK than there is in Australia and Canada combined.
That's a lot of people.
Oh, in Australia and Canada combined. Okay, yeah. It's a lot of people. But they're so lovely, man. When I went to Manchester back in December to March, I could walk around at night with no problem. I feel safe. Like even people just walking around, they don't even look at you. And if they do, they're like, "You're right." They're just friendly, just lovely people, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Cherry's in the house. We were talking about you earlier, Cherry. You missed it.
Hey, Cherry, you missed us giving you praises.
Yeah, and you missed the song. Haha, sucker, you missed it.
Hashtag I walk around at 4 a.m.
Planet Q is back.
Oh shit. I am about to think I could choose how done and music free girls. Australia's a lovely country.
Yes, I was there during a deployment with a unit. We went to, I believe it was Sydney, and a friend of mine got kicked by a kangaroo. True story. So now that I've said it, I've got to tell this story. I have a big black friend named Grim. We still to this day don't know his actual name, but we called him Grim because he had a tattoo on his forearm of skulls, and every skull represented, hey, don't worry, you can catch that. It was magical. I almost cried. So Grim had all of these skulls, and they represented a kill that he had gotten. He was one of the best snipers I ever met. But he was a big old softy. He's the nicest guy you'll ever meet. And he had a thing for animals.
Good at what he does, huh?
Yeah, he's just very good. I think he liked animals more than people, to be honest with you. But so on the way there, he's like, you know what? I really want to just pet a kangaroo. And I'm like, man, I watched the Discovery Channel. Kangaroo are pricks. I don't think you want to be like messing with kangaroos. You're like, no, man. I watched Irwin, and I go, you definitely don't want to be taking tips from Steve Irwin. God rest his soul.
Oh, God rest his soul. We love Steve Irwin. We love us some Steve Irwin.
But he was crazy, man. This is a man who jumped on the back of an alligator. So I'm just saying, maybe not the guy you want to take tips from. So he's like, oi, I see a snake and I'll poke it. That kind of crazy stuff. So, man, so we're sitting out there, we're eating, and a kangaroo are like a deer. They're just like everywhere. And this kangaroo comes hopping out, and he goes out, and he slowly, like, you see on the Discovery Channel, slowly creeps up, reaches his hand out, and I'll be damned that the kangaroo put its head down. And I was like, oh, get the hell out of here. We will never hear the end of this, right? So he puts his head down, and he's like this. And I'm like, our faces are like this is happening. And then I don't know the bugs that are there, but there were some big, gnarly bugs. And they go past him, and this thing hopped on its tail and drop kicked him. He went rolling, hits a tree, gets up, brushes himself off, looks at the kangaroo and says, well, fuck you too.
Hey, man, those roos, they're tough, man. It's like being kicked by a horse. I can imagine. 'Cause I've seen that before.
I was like,
okay. Go on, love.
Christina put a comment here. Do you think JD and RH will stay for the verdict? I wouldn't be surprised if AH was already out of the country. They said that they didn't have to be. I can't remember if the rule was that they won't be or they don't have to be in the court for the verdict. I can't remember which way around that was. But it's Lily Rose's birthday today, as a little so pointed out. So Johnny probably got to be spending much of it with her, I can imagine. And obviously the jury ain't going to be back deliberating until Tuesday now. So that's it for now. We can't, when I created this stream was obviously before the jury had gone home for today. But obviously we're going to be on them verdict watches again, especially on Tuesday. Gary's going to be off work, and he's going to, if we go live, we're going to be able to share it live here on the stream as well. I can't share it from my computer because my computer has rubbish software. But,
we'll work that out. There's going to be so many people all over this anyway. But as far as
I don't want people covering it. I want to just be able to have one little part of this case that I can share. I've not been able to share any of it on my channel in regard to the trial being live. So I'm hoping that we can at least share the verdict live.
I mean, here's a real hot take, and it might not be popular, but all you motherfuckers who are covering this now, you're all a bunch of bandwagoners, because we were covering this shit before everyone else made this
years ago, bro.
Years ago.
Literally years ago.
So, I mean, it does kind of agitate me that, now it's just, you can't, during the day, there's, 60 streams, and it's, even some people that I like, and I'm just like, come on, I've been following your channel. You just all of a sudden pivot to this trial, really? So, I would, you know what, Keeley, if you do that, I will support that, because Tuesday, I am free. Now, I'm going to have to be wrestled, because the lovely lady comes back, and I quote, she said, "Don't expect to leave the room." So she's been gone for a while, but
TMI, brother.
No.
I wanted to say
Hey,
something.
you
I
do your
don't.
thing, man. Do your
Obviously,
thing.
I wanted to say something quickly. Obviously, I know you can back me up on this, Gareth. Is Long Lumber has done this amazing video explaining how Johnny Depp's bed was broken with the penknife, and a lot of people
Hmm.
are saying that he was the first one to say that the bed was broke with a knife, that he discovered that, and I feel like that's unfair to the the Johnny Depp community because that was discovered years ago. We all outed it,
Hmm.
and I did a video on my
Yeah,
channel
you
about
did a
it.
video on it
It got took down
ages
when I
ago.
got monetized, but it was one of my first ever videos that I put on YouTube. And I zoomed in and went through that it was a penknife, and the channel got limited straight away because obviously it's a weapon, it's a knife, and YouTube flagged it straight away. But I kept it up. But then when it became monetized, because it was classed as a flag, I had to take it down. So that video is not there anymore. But um,
Right.
I think it's amazing that we have this big, massive um, reach of people and people sharing all the information. But there's a lot of people that forget to connect into the Joda community that have been covering it for years regarding everybody. Everyone who on Twitter who has figured things out and shared everything. And if it weren't for people breaking everything down, it wouldn't. Regarding like the people who just like, for example, the Sun newspaper pictures that I shared, and I did that video about it. I even say it in the video. It was circulating on Twitter at the time, and that was the people who aren't content creators who who outed it. I can't remember who it was. It was quite a few people though, and that's what the if it weren't for them, there's a lot of stuff that wouldn't have been outed
Right.
at all.
And I've said that too. I know Stevie has said that, and everybody else who has been
Yeah.
on the ground
All of
floor of
us.
this have said the community. Like, I think the biggest thing that, and it pisses me off about creators, and if you go on my channel, I talk about this too with certain content creators. I don't like to throw people under the bus, but you know who they are if you've run across their channel, and the thing that upsets me too is that, and I even say, like, people in our comments will give us or fact check us, or if we're doing a live, they'll give us info that we forget about, or I might be like label a date wrong, and really it's the people in the chat too, you guys out there that are watching right now. You guys have been the biggest source too. And I think that
Moderators.
the moderators, the people in the comments, like, they should get some of the praise too, because they've been on
Absolutely.
this, sending us stuff.
That's what
Yeah.
exactly what I'm on about. And I don't still have the video chat because it was on my other phone and I deleted it when I uploaded it because it's taken up room. But I don't know if anyone remembers it. Gary remembers it. He remembers
I
what I'm
do.
talking.
Yeah.
The video I'm talking about.
Yeah, because
Don't
you
know if
showed me when you posted it, you showed it to me.
yeah,
And
but
yeah,
it
Cherry
was
is right.
You were the one that let me know about that when you did the video and you zoomed in on the knife on the bed.
but I haven't got that anymore. But I'm glad that such a big, massive channel has outed it, and that could got because my channel's so small that even though I did that video, it might never have been seen by the people who need to see it. So I'm glad that a massive channel did it. All I'm saying is, it's not fair to say that somebody who's just come into the community was the first person to discover this when it was discovered over nearly 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. But the good thing about that, I think the reason why people were so geeked
Not
about
by
that,
me either. It wasn't by me didn't discover it. Well, I mean, the community discovered it.
No, he didn't discover it first, but what he did do, which was really cool, was that he debunked it by proving it. He actually, because he's what's his name?
I deleted it, Trevor.
Law and wood. He's a lawyer, but he also does like woodworking stuff, and he figured out what kind of wood it was, and then use a knife, splintered it, and it actually did the exact same splinter in the picture that you see. So he debunked that because you're not going to get that from a boot rubbing off.
Yeah, I'm not about that. The fact that he did an explanation. What I'm saying is, there's been people like who said that he discovered it. He discovered that knife was on the bed, and that's not true. It was the Johnny Depp community who discovered it. Not me. I got it. Well, I did that video. But what I mean is, it weren't me who discovered it. I got it off Twitter. I found people, the sleuthers in the Johnny Depp community, were the ones who zoomed it in and outed it.
Oh, well, there you go then.
Oh, yeah, still, and people are saying it's log lumber. That's a very catchy.
Oh, no, he's awesome. He's super cool.
He has done an amazing job of it.
Yeah, but he's got a great channel. I love all the law nerds. The what they call the law tube, I think it is.
Yeah,
I love all of them. They're so cool. One of my favorites, and you know this, Keeley, is she's my favorite. I can't remember the name. Emily D. Baker, who I call Emily the Baker.
Yeah, I got you on.
But yeah, no, she's cool because she's very insightful, very smart, and she loves the cursey words, which I'm a fan of as well. And what was it? Legal Bites. Yeah, Legal Bites is awesome. That they're all great. There's a bunch of them. And the only reason why I like watching their channels and going because they're lawyers, so they break down everything that's going on in the court and what could happen and what they're doing and what the lawyers are doing and explaining it to make it make sense to all of us. Just like, Stevie and them have Linda, who's what's it called? She's in the legal world. So
yeah, I forgot her exact title, but she does a lot of the litigation kind of stuff. And
right.
Yeah, and Echo Spice brought up a good point, too. That happens a lot. Old information someone has just discovered is presented in a new and never before seen. Shows how many people have had their eyes opened, at least. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword when you're doing stuff like this, because on the one hand, it breeds...
I'm sorry, I'm just so cherry.
Karen. No, I showed you guys a fucking Karen. That Just K, I've been checking in with her channel. I'm waiting to see what her defense is of this TMZ stuff. She is the most interesting person as far as the way she's defending how Amber Heard's been testifying. So she gave me great material, so thank you. But yeah, I mean,
just for the
like you were saying, a lot of people will present this as new, and it in a sense, it might be new to them, because they're just getting in. When we've been doing this for so long, like we've been there for the UK, and we've been following this for God, how long now? I'll just
I've been following it since 2020, early 2020, but I've only been covering it since the beginning of 2021, like January 2021. everyone is like. So my channel is nearly 18 months old now, approximately. It's only a baby.
I mean,
still.
but
Baby channel.
generally speaking, most of us, almost all of us here, have been in it since the beginning. And for me, it started off with, that Brian fella, incredibly average,
Well,
who got a shout out in court, and Tug has been getting a lot of
shout out.
FaceTime.
Oh, the Amber's team hates him.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They fucking hate
And then
Tug. That's hilarious.
how about the real Laura B though?
Oh,
She
yeah.
got a shout out too. Good,
Yeah.
good on her.
Like, I'm like, do you guys realize? And this is so funny to me. Do they realize now that these channels are blowing up because of that shout out? Like,
Oh, no doubt.
like if you want to dissuade them as these, so-called they're wrong and peddling misinformation, then the last thing you want to do, and I would think people would fucking learn this by now in 2022, you don't shout out the channel you're trying to get people not to watch, because people are going to go, well, who's this Tug person? And
Right.
you just brought them like thousands now of people who are going to go over and watch all of their videos and go back through. And it's just like, oh my God, like, oh my God,
funny, man.
Her fucking team is hilarious. This has been, I'm actually going to be really sad that I'm not going to have this kind of entertainment, because I have really bad days and I'm like, let me go check in on this case. And yeah, here we go. Like, let me watch these clowns and I'll get perspective on my life.
I mean, come on, man. This case has been like meme heaven for everyone right now. I mean, look at the chat right now. This like, hold on. I saw so many.
Oh, mate, I've got a comment here. What I wanted to talk
Oh yeah,
about.
go on.
This thing chosen about with the Lukrativ person, and somebody did an intense search on Twitter with Amber Heard's name and Lukrativ and Bieber, and they found no results. And like I've already said, and everybody's already said, collectively, when Amber Heard had that child, we all stated that we was never gonna wish harm on the child. We was never going to call the child names, and the only thing people were saying was that their fear for the child having Amber as its mother, as her sorry, and that is it. Nobody has been calling Una. Nobody has said anything. Have you found the account?
I've heard nothing, seen nothing. I mean, then again, I'm not really on.
But see, even yes, send it me, Chair, because it still brings up the heckles on my back, and it makes me feel like, is this account a legit someone who's been in the JD community, or is it somebody who is
that could be Amber's new little girlfriend?
Somebody who portrays to be in the JD community, because I know people who are from the JD community who have infiltrated the AH community pretending to be AH supporters to find out what's going on with them.
Oh, that's a dark, deep.
They're not threatening anybody. Yeah.
That's some shit. I encountered them whilst I was looking. If you guys remember, I think you were there actually for the panel I did for Just K, the shilling of her very terrible video, and I brought up the comment section, and folks, it is not Bigfoot. It's not fake. There are legitimate people who have no good common sense in this world and believe anything. And you could see these people commenting. I'm just going like, wait a second. You watch the evidence, right? And you came to this conclusion off of, it's not something you can debate, okay? Like evidence and facts, they're called facts because you can't debate them. It's a fact. It happened. No matter how you word it, the outcome didn't change from what happens. That's why they take it as evidence, things that are tangible, right? And yet you see these people who try to manipulate it, and if they can't manipulate it, yeah, brother man, cool man. If they can't manipulate it, then they try to dismiss it, like the really damning stuff, right? They try to dismiss it and go, oh well, but this, and it's like, no, you're glossing over something that is proven, that's tangible, that's physically there, that's proven to be an absolute truth.
Yeah.
And it amazes me. I can't, Gary, I can't understand. Like, I've tried to be that guy in the middle, and I just can't get it. It doesn't compute.
It does not compute.
My suspicions are still there, in the sense of I feel like this is somebody who truly isn't. There's even JD supporters on that person's tweet who are pleading them to take anything down like that. And this, we don't claim this person, like Sherry says here. And I really feel like, if anything, it's more than anything, like Sherry says there, it's PR stunt. It's somebody displaying themselves as a JD supporter, writing these vicious threats, right, so that they can have that to back up their narrative. I might be wrong, but that's just what I feel like.
I mean, but Keeley, at the same point, this could be somebody who is on neither side, that's just throwing it out there just to be a prick. I mean,
true troll.
Yeah, like there's people. Anything you get, okay? Take anything that's ever been covered. Like, I cover Star Wars and DC and movies, right? And I've gotten the most stupid fucking comments in the world. And these are from people. No common sense. They're people. And you have that. You have people who will just say something nasty just because.
What's so suspicious about this, though, Zod, is that this account has 17 followers, and Amber Heard saw the tweet. Out of all the tweets, it's something that would not have gone viral in the Johnny Depp community. People wouldn't have been resharing this. So this is one thing that she's found off a tiny account, and then she's brought it to the court. So that's what brings my suspicions up. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
well, it's just something that really rubbed her the wrong way, then.
I mean, you could be right, too. I mean, and this is the thing about Amber and her testimony, right? We can't take anything like, it could be a legitimate person, but she could have made it up because she's been making shit up and she's been caught in it. So how do we know what's legit and what's not? And that's the whole issue, right? Had you just been honest, this could have been honestly a douchebag person, but we don't know. Keeley could be 100% right.
Friendly freaking ghost.
Yeah, Keeley could be 100% right, though. It could be
AH and her team.
Absolutely. Setting it up. Yes. Yeah. So this is a true statement. PB. If you guys don't know, this is my boy PB. He will be on tonight as my co-host for Late Night Talks. If you haven't seen his channel, go check it out. If you want to see some real people who do nasty comments, go watch his Zack Snyder videos. But
we love PB. Shitheads.
But so this is a true story. I'll tell you all the story. Way back when, there was a little movie came out, and it was called Dark Phoenix. And if you guys know me, I'm the most perfectly calm person when I get upset about something. I never say anything off the rails. So I attacked Sophie Turner in this video, and I went on a big long rant. And at the end of it, I said some stuff to the point that may have wished harm on the actress with a flight of stairs. and I also threatened the bagel guy who brought her the bagel. Now, I thought this was innocuous. And I'm kidding you guys not. I kid you not. There is a legitimate bagel community. BBC this. There was a legitimate bagel consortium. They are a group of people.
They're coming for you. The bagel police are coming for you.
Oh, yeah. I think they're unionized or something. I had gotten people from the bagel community who were very offended by my comments that I had about their hard work that they put in and bringing the bagels. And I go, I am sorry to the bagel community for anything I might have said that slighted you guys. Did not know this was a thing. Out of all the weird shit I could have ran into, I was not expecting it. People love bagels. Don't piss off the bagel guy. I have not gotten a bagel since the day I've made these comments. I have literally been living in fear of ordering bagels. I feel like there's like an underground network, and I go to order something, they're gonna spin in it or something or take me out.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand behind the muffin man. Hide behind the muffin man.
Hey, this wasn't a personal affront to the bagels.
And Eco, just to answer your question, if Cherry has tried Amica cream, no, she doesn't need that. She has a bruise kit. She got it. She got it delivered.
She goes, my bruise kit. Oh, I mean, that's what I called it. Okay, Amber.
Goodness gracious. She admitted to so many things.
Oh my God.
And when TMZ was notified, and she's like, let me turn Asian for a second. I need a Keeley Talks. Why you're not talking? You still there, my love?
Yeah, so I'm just sending you this.
That's a song, Muffin Man. Aquaman. Muffin Man.
Sherry's gonna send it you anyway, so I'm sure won't mind.
What?
I think Sherry's gonna send it you anyway. But it's that account. Don't say. I've just sent you that account, but don't say the name of the account. But if you click on the link, there, you'll see their account, and it looks just looks like a fake account. They're not being followed by anybody in the JD community. And like Todd said, it might be just a random troll trying to clout chase or whatever, just to be a dick.
You're talking about tweeters?
Yeah.
You want me to share this?
No, don't share it. Don't share it.
Oh.
Don't share
it. Well, yeah. You know what? You should send PB a link, and you guys can go crazy. I'm gonna have a sig.
I have sent PB a link.
Oh yeah? Well, come on, PB. What you doing, man?
I mean, you know, PB.
Come on.
I've got to like basically kidnap him for the streams. Like,
I need to stop that. All right. Well, I'm gonna take a quick minute and go outside. I'll be listening in on my phone, so you guys have fun, and I shall be back.
Oh, you actually took yourself out.
Yeah, didn't mean to do that. My bad.
I was like, oh, well, we're alone again. Oh, no.
Disappearing on me. Is my avatar showing now, by the way?
It's all, yeah, it's showing. It's all good, Zod. I trust you with my girl, man. I know you take good care of her. You're my guy.
Thank you. You know I only have eyes for you.
Hey.
Okay,
oh, he can't join. He's at his nephew's graduation ceremony.
Well, hey, congratulations to your nephew.
Oh, that's so adorable, PB. Hugs. Watch his response.
All right. Ta-ra for now.
I've been quiet for a while because I've been letting you guys catch up, but obviously I feel like that today, even though Amber had everything that Rottenborn did for Amber Heard's team, because I don't have a chance to talk about this, but yeah, everything that Rottenborn did for Amber Heard, it was totally pushed out of the door by what Elaine did. And then we had the rebuttal, which they only had 6 minutes for because Elaine wouldn't stop talking. And then Camille pushed everything out that Rottenborn did out the water. And then Rottenborn had 6 minutes to try and fix it.
Yeah, like it was very rushed. And just the whole thing of like she was an accomplished actress and blah blah blah. And it's like, did you guys study like Aquaman was her biggest role. Anything before that was basically everybody else. Like, you know, you could probably argue for Drive Angry, but I'm a Nick Cage fan, if you guys don't know. Huge Nick Cage fan, and I can tell you right now, I did not watch that movie for Amber Heard. I still watch that movie. It's like she's never done anything of substance, and even now, that movie Gully was offensively bad. And I did a review, but then it got messed up, and I put it on the wrong channel. But that movie was terrible, and I mean to an offensive level. Like literally, it was in a very offensive movie.
The only film that sorry, go on, carry on, Sad.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the only film that I enjoyed of hers, but I didn't know it was her, and it wasn't because of her, even though she was the lead in it, and it's called The Ward. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it was all the other characters that I liked in it, and it's basically about somebody who had like split personality disorder, funny enough, and put in the psychiatric ward, and she thinks that she's like in there with like these 6 other people, but it's all her. It's all of them are her.
Oh yeah. I think.
And I didn't know that was. I don't know that was Amber until recently, but it wasn't because of that main character. I just liked the story, and I liked the acting from the creepiness of it and everything. It was really cool. But I didn't know who she were. I didn't even know that was her until I checked her movies that she'd been in.
Yeah, and yes, Cherry, I am a Nick Cage stan, and yes, Nicolas Cage is with me. If you guys don't know, I do have. Hold on a second. I will grace you all with the amazing. You guys are seeing my whole apartment now. There we go. Look at that. It is so beautiful. Am I focused on Nick Cage?
Yeah, it's on it.
So, yes, Nick is always with me. And I knew that it was love between me and Bitchy, because she looked at me one day and she said, you know, honey, I love you, but if I ever leave you, it'll be for Nick Cage. And I am like, you are definitely the one for me. Because I'd leave you for Nick Cage. No.
You'd be a throuple.
What's that?
I said you could just be a throuple.
No.
It's the 3 of you.
No, I don't think I have.
No, you, Nick, and Bitcher could be a throuple.
Oh, yes. I like where your head's at. That's
equal opportunities.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that would. It's. Yes, the thruples are very in. Yes, they are. No. You know. So my exposure to Amber Heard was in Never Back Down. If you guys know, I instruct martial arts, or I used to. I still teach on the side, or, you know, I act in a capacity. One of my students she actually instructs now. I'm very proud of her. And so she'll call me and ask me for advice and stuff. And one of the things I used to do before I would instruct was watch Never Back Down, because, you know, it's a great underdogs kind of story. It's got the mixed martial arts in it. And for years, I never knew who she was. I see her in Zombieland and Drive Angry. And I'm like, who is this chick? Like, once I noticed her, I saw her and all these other things I was watching. I'm like, who the fuck is this girl? This, like, and then she broke out in Aquaman. And I was like, oh, okay, now I got her name. But it's like when they said, oh, she had this big role, I'm like, let's be real here, guys. Come on, lawyers. That movie was not marketed on Amber Heard. Like, they put it like it was Mira and Aquaman. No, the title says Aquaman. It does not say Aquawoman, The Adventures of Mira, none of that. It says Aquaman on the title.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to miss gender here, but last time I checked, I believe that's for Jason Momoa.
Yeah, Jason Momoa, the actual Aquaman, like Camilla said. And you know what's funny though? Like, I've always been honest about this. Is that I've always loved Johnny Depp, but I've never been a Johnny Depp super fan. And I didn't get into this actual trial until in the 2020, with the 2020 trial. And I watched Aquaman, and I didn't even know who Amber Heard was, even at that point. I didn't know who she were. Watching, because like I watched it because I liked Jason Momoa, and I know a lot of women watched it for that reason. And her being in it, I was just like, you know, can you go away? I don't want Aquaman to have a love interest. Shoo. Booger out.
Yeah, like I was like, the other thing that speaks to that too, you know what's interesting when they talk about, and why I believe Hamada, when you watch that movie, there's not a very clear, like, I guess towards the ending, I brought their love story, but up until then, I didn't buy that relationship either. Like, I mean, from a reviewing perspective, because this is what I do on my channel, I review movies, and even people I've been on panels with and stuff like that. I never brought that, like, dynamic that they're supposed to have. So when he comes and says, well, you know, it didn't test well, people didn't buy this relationship, that was a lot of critiques that I heard at the time would praise their performance, but one of the negatives that they would bring up was the chemistry between Momoa and Mira. It didn't feel like it was there. Like, you watch Wonder Woman, right? And that scene when he's about to fly off, I damn near got tears. Like, Steve is like, you know, you gotta go and do this, and you know, and he leaves her, and he basically flies off and to do, you know, that little bombing run or whatever when the plane's going to be shot down. Like, you felt that emotional connection that they had, and you watched it build up in the movie. But with Aquaman, it's very strange the way they build the relationship, and not believable at all.
No, it's not. And it's like she's been tasked to guide him on this journey or whatever. And it's just a case of, like, you know, can you go back and see seaweed now? Ta-ra, love. Go away.
I know a lot of women were thinking that. They were like, hey, you're blocking the ripply muscles. Like, I mean, come on. We all, like, Jason Momoa made me jealous watching that movie, because in my theater, there were a lot of women there, and I'm sitting in the middle, and I heard it, man. They were like, oh, you know, when he was like, you know, he had his shirt off, and he's slamming them people against the submarine. I'm just sitting here like, you son of a bitch. Like,
and the thing is, when I was watching that film, I never seen her as a female lead or co-star or whatever. It was just, it just felt like a supporting role. That's what it felt like watching it, without knowing, because I'm not a DC fan, I didn't know Mira's role, if that makes sense. So that's how I felt when I was watching it.
And I agree with you, because, and it was something I brought up when referencing the comic. It's like Mira in the comics is actually very important, because she is the queen. Like, she winds up having a kid with Aquaman. So it's like, it is a very important role, and the chemistry has to be there, you know, especially with the direction they went with her character. And I always thought it was a very odd choice, because I was like, and I was thinking about this more and more. Emilia Clarke has chemistry from Game of Thrones. Why wouldn't you pick her for this role? I'm still always baffled by that.
Especially considering Amber was an option, not like written into the role. Exactly.
And it was all over social media. I mean, come on. Read the room, WB.
No, I mean, even in the beginning when they were announcing castings, her name, if you guys don't know, from like a long time ago, her name was pitched. And I think it came down to the fact that it was that god-awful last season of Game of Thrones, which, knowing how it ends, she should have totally, like, knowing where her character was going, I'd have been like, yeah, I'm going to go shoot this movie, just, like, you know, shoot these bullshit scenes without me. But, yeah, like, her name was in that running. Her and I can't remember. There was one other person, too, that was pretty big, that Amber Heard beat out. And I'm like, who the fuck is this Amber Heard? Like, how did you beat out these people for this role? But then you find out she was with JD. And I think he made a call to help her out. I really do, because I can't for the life of me understand how she got it over these more accomplished. Like, at that point, that was before the terrible season 7 came out. Emilia Clarke was like in all of these other movies. And by the way, she was very good. I saw a romantic comedy with her in it, and me and Bitchy went to see it. She hates romantic comedies, so naturally I brought her to see one. And she was really good. She was really good. And I'm like, my God, it is so sad that, like, this is wasted. I mean, she was in that Terminator Genesis. She was probably the best part of that. Like, she's criminally underrated. And no, you go with, like, Amber Heard, the most generic, literally fades into the background kind of star. Like,
oh God. Yeah, no, it was all JD, I think. I believe that.
It had to be. I can't understand how she snagged a role that big, given the filmography she had leading up to that. Like, nothing screams out like a supporting role that big. And it really shows, because she has no range whatsoever. And this is not me hating on her. I mean, watch her movie. She has no range.
Watch the trial.
Why did she do that in her movie? You'd be a lot further in your career, sweetie.
All right.
Like,
you know what, though? That's a kind of a catch-22, because maybe now people watching the trial might be like, oh, she'd be perfect for this role.
She's perfect for the
kind of narcissistic.
What's that film? Gone Girl. Gone 2.
What's that?
Gone Girl 2.
Oh, Gone Girl 2.
Oh yeah.
Leslie's asked me a question as well. When am I next readings? I've not decided when my next reading stream is going to be, because I wanted to get back into it properly when the case is the verdict has been pulled, but we don't know when that's going to be. And the kids are off school this week for half term. So I'm not sure, Leslie. The best thing you can do is maybe just keep your eye on me going live to see when I go live with the readings. And I need to get back into a routine. Obviously, my main day I used to do it was on a Tuesday night. But that's been a while.
You know what, Milo? I don't mean to put you on the spot, you know, like you do with me, making me sing and stuff like that. But maybe we do a general, quick 3-card reading for Mr. JD in the next month.
I've been drinking.
Yeah. You don't want to get that juju like mixed up and be like,
You don't mix spirit with spirits.
Can't mix spirits with spirits. Jinx.
Yeah, and not for nothing, Gary. You know my position on this. I'm Puerto Rican, and my mama is superstitious, so I won't be doing none of that stuff on here. Okay, I don't mess around. I did do it.
Oh,
I did do it once because the bear has a way of conning me into these things, but I like to keep my fate
maybe.
very ambiguous. I think that there is some things the realm of man is not meant to know. So,
All right, then I'm gonna do a. Hold on, I'm trying to get my Jason. I'm having me a little Jason mimosa.
Jason Mimosa.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
All right. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do. Let's see. A reading for Zod. You, my friend, are hot like sriracha.
I mean,
Right.
that's true.
There you go.
Yeah, PB. I said I got a reading. You son of a bitch.
Oh
Jeez.
God, I need to end the stream, by the way, because we've gone like 40 minutes over. What?
I'm sorry. That was my fault.
No, that was not your fault. But it's 1:15 in the morning here now.
Oh, goodness gracious.
hmm
Right.
So final thoughts. So we'll start with you. Final thoughts on how today went and predictions for the verdict
Yeah, give it to us.
and
And
plugs.
yeah, exactly. Don't forget the plug.
Oh boy! Every time I think of plug, I think of that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and you guys will get that joke if you watch that movie. So
I get it about watching the movie. That's so.
oh, but anyways, yeah. As far as my thoughts go, I think it's pretty obvious. If I had to take it just a tally and a scorecard, I would definitely say that for me, and I think for a large majority, looking at the jury's responses, how they were sleeping for the video testimonies and pretty wide awake for the people on the stand. I think that's going to play into it a lot. I think that Johnny Depp's lawyers had a lot of charisma and presented a very factually based case. I do think there are a few things that concern me that might distract the jury, which is the drugs thing and the text. I think the text is really the only thing that I can say that was any kind of a persuasive kind of thing. And while we might not see it as nothing but someone being mad and venting, the jury is very different, right? They're coming at this hopefully from a non-biased angle, right? So they know nothing, and those texts are pretty they do get pretty dark. So I think that's like the one concerning thing. But if we're taking it as a whole, and if I'm on there on the jury and I'm just looking at people legitimately being caught in lies and who's likable, because let's be real, it's going to come down to likability too for people. I think JD is more likable. I think his defense is more likable. I think they don't like Amber Heard. I think they really don't like the lawyer. You could see in the courtroom a lot of faces kind of turned with how aggressive they were at certain points, and and certain things she said. Like, people can tell when you bullshit them, and I feel like she didn't present herself in a great way, and I think that's really going to hurt her. So I think, God, I hate making predictions, but I think it's going to go well for him. I really believe it. I think that this is the U.S. court system. Evidence works a little bit differently. I think people think about these things a little bit differently. And I think I've seen a lot of females on the jury panel, a lot of women looking at this, and women can't stand other catty women, right? and they are taking a look like, are you abused? You know, why are your mannerisms like this? I think that's going to play a lot into it. And I'm just being real. Like, we want to say people are non-biased, but when you're on a jury too, you're also taking a bit of that emotion. And I don't think she presented herself the way she should. And I really think that's going to hurt her. I'm honestly thinking that Johnny is going to win this. And I think she has no shot in hell for her countersuit whatsoever. At all. My personal opinion is it should have been thrown out right when they were trying to get it thrown out, but I understand that doesn't normally happen. It's very hard to get it thrown out. But yeah, I think he's going to win it. I think he brought more evidence. I think he brought more likability. I think his lawyers were a lot more likable. I think Camille needs a day made after her, because she was spectacular. Like, we really need a day for this woman.
Yeah.
I think she was very good with the jury. She was very polite to the judge, but she hammered home at the witness. She was the beacon of professionalism. And if you don't think that makes a lot of difference in decisions in these kind of court cases, look at OJ's trial. Let's be real. Like, Cochran was charismatic, right? And I'm bringing this in relation. He was charismatic. He won the jury over. He got that little bit of doubt in somebody, and it spread. He was likable. Even OJ, even though we all know he's guilty as hell, right? He's a likable guy. You would meet him and just think he's this nice guy. And that plays a lot into people's decisions. And I can tell you right now, nobody likes Amber Heard the way she conducts herself. She stomps out in the middle of the court. These are all things that are going to come into play in people's minds, right? You walk out in the middle and you throw a tantrum like a little kid. And you know, and I've noticed nobody's pointed this out, but those little things matter because people are people. And this is a jury of peers. And if you think they're not looking at the way one side is conducting themselves versus the other to build this image, then they're wrong. And I don't think Amber's built a good image for herself whatsoever at all.
Oh, God, no. Well, yeah. To piggyback off of what you just said, man, Camille Vasquez is the cross boss right now.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. She destroyed that. And I think my personal opinion and what I would hope, because as much as I don't want to say, oh, what people are doing on the stand isn't really a thing, it's all the evidence. It's not. It's also presentation. How you present yourself. It's why they tell you dress up in court, address the judge with respect. You know, address the jury with respect. Even if the lawyer's coming at you, right? Maintain composure and keep yourself at that level head. And she just did not do that at all, especially the cross where you could see that completely threw her off, which was the plan. And good on Camille. Textbook broke her. And you could see where she was visibly pissed. And she let that come out. And I think that was a huge mistake. She let her emotions come out too much. And Johnny Depp just didn't. Johnny Depp joked. He had people laughing. You can't make people laugh and not tell me that he's not gotten to them in some kind of way, right? You can't. They're connecting with him.
How much I would have loved to have a camera on the freaking jury during those cross examinations, man. But of course, you know, they're not going to do that. Yeah, but it's just to be a fly on the wall and see.
Yeah. But yeah, that's just, I'm sorry, that's my long-winded opinion. I think JD did a great job defending himself, and I think if he doesn't win, because realistically, defamation is a tough thing to win, whether it's here in the U.S. or the UK, which I think 90% of that was rigged. But anyways, it's still a very hard thing to prove. And my personal opinion is, even if he doesn't win, he still won, because so many people have combed and analyzed this. So many people have called her out on her bullshit. And let's be real with each other, everyone here. This ain't about the money. I don't really think he cares about the money. And Camila Vasquez, she brought that up, right? This isn't about the money. This is about his image. And to me, at least seeing what's trending and watching what's going on, he's swayed the public opinion back over. And I think that's worth more. This money settlement is just for Hollywood, right? If he wins this cements, and they're like, oh crap, we got to backtrack, start giving him roles again. You know, I hope he wins it for that, because his career is definitely in rough shape and it's going to be tough. And he really needs the win to cement to the execs that, hey, you know, this was all a bunch of BS. But as far as the people goes, I think he built up so much love, and that he's going to be able to use that to get back on track if he doesn't win this settlement. But if he does, oh my God, be prepared for the wrath, because Amber's going to disappear. She's going to fucking disappear off the map. I do predict that's going to happen. She's gone. She's wrecked her career. She's thrown so many people under the bus that at the very least we can all take solace in knowing her career is over. It's
Fair
finished.
Point. Fair point. You just said it. She has thrown so many people under the bus. You know, that she did it to herself. She defamed herself by this court, this trial alone, and everything that she's said and done and brought people into it.
Disney, WB, remember she subpoenaed Disney? Like, you don't do that to the mouse. She's done over there. Her only saving grace was WB, and you could tell by I'm going to call him Big Daddy Hamada, he ain't having that. Walter Hamada, if you guys don't know, and I might cover this on my channel, he's already had enough shit since this merger. He is not going to back her. And I don't think this new guy who took over, he ain't messing around. He's cleaning house. And I think she's part of that cleanup. So if she's done with WB and she's done with Disney, it's going to be tough out there for her. You might see her in smaller roles and things like that, but I don't think you'll see her in big projects anymore. I really don't. She's wrecked her career. So that's my take on it. And yeah, I'm sorry that was a little bit long, and go check out.
No, it's all good, man. Yeah, no, go plug your channel and everything that you're doing, man. Never heard. What the hell?
Amber's done. Oh, don't ever come in the house of mouse, bitch. Anyways, if you guys don't know, it's the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain in all of YouTube entertainment today, General Zod. And today, I have the new Top Gun review. Please go watch it. I worked really hard. I also did a review on Men. Please go support it. I worked so hard on those. And also, too, I'm going to be doing a late night talks. A bit of a warning. The topic I am going to talk about first is a very heavy topic. It has to do with some current news, if you've been keeping up with it, on some of the stuff going on. I'm not going to reveal till you get there, but it is going to be a bit of a heavier topic. And then we got some laughs, some giggles. You get to see PB there mocking me. That's always a fun time. We got Cybernetic Husky and anybody else who might show up there. So go check us out tonight at the midnight hour and have some fun.
PB is the greatest too, man. Yeah. So you guys heard it here. Do that, and we'll see you there. I'll try to be there, but I'm definitely gonna watch your the review that you did, because I really want to see that movie.
Oh yeah, and it's hilarious watching me sing Danger Zone. I gotta warn you, it's bad.
Yeah, I'm excited for it though. Actually, I really am excited for it.
Danger Zone. But yeah, you know, that's all I got. Thank you, Keeley, for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
I mean, I just want to say, guys, that no matter what this verdict, I feel that Johnny Depp has won already. He's already won in the court public opinion. He's already got that really huge, vast support system, which is amazing. And I just want to thank you for coming on as well, Zod, and thank you for singing the song as well. And I'm going to end the stream here, guys. Did you have a chance to talk as well a minute ago?
Yeah. Oh no. My only thought is real quick. Okay, and probably one of my most favorite parts of this whole trial, which seems like ages ago when he said this, and Johnny Depp said on the stand, he was like, no matter the outcome of this trial, that sing it, boy.
I was so sorry. Myself for a second.
No, you're good. Let it go. Let it go. But yeah, what I was saying was that when he said it doesn't matter the outcome of this trial, I've already lost. It doesn't matter. He's taking ownership of the fact that he has to go through all this is a loss for him. No matter if he wins, he still wins. It doesn't matter if he gets $1 out of damages, or they both get nothing. He still wins. But to him, in his heart, he's already lost because he's had to go through this pain. And it's a sad story to tell, and it's a sad thing to feel. But at the same time, you feel good for him because this was a time when he was able to actually step up and say something and be heard. No pun intended. But to have his voice listened to, I should put it that way, and his experience listened to. So to me, that's just an ultimate win altogether, no matter how this comes out. It's ultimately just going to come down to damages, basically. But I don't care. I love Johnny, and I know we all do here.
I really need to.
Miss Third, I hope she can get some help. That's all I can say about her.
Yeah, me too. So thank you all for coming, and I'll see you for the next one. Ta-ra for now, guys.